She cheated, and for a moment, she truly believed I would forgive her, like my love for her would be enough to blind me, to soften what she'd shattered. But she didn't see the storm building behind my silence. It didn't begin with some cliché text or a teary confession. No, it began like all real betrayals do, with a whisper in the gut, the kind of instinct you can't explain, only feel. It was a Thursday night, warm and still. She said she was heading out with coworkers for dinner. Harmless, routine. But when she returned, something was off. The perfume clinging to her skin wasn't the one I knew. It was heavier, sweeter, with a note of something I couldn't name. But I knew one thing for sure. She never wore it for me. I asked her how the dinner went, casually. She smiled too quickly, too brightly, said it was just the girls. But her eyes? They flickered for a breath too long. And I caught it. I didn't say a word. I just nodded and let the moment pass. But inside me, something had already started to split. I wasn't a man to jump to conclusions. I didn't scream or throw accusations into the air like confetti. No, I waited, watched. There's a particular kind of ache that comes from seeing the person you love slowly slip into someone else's world. Her phone suddenly lived face down, always on silent. She laughed at texts and said they were from work. And each lie was butter-smooth, well-rehearsed. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I lied to. I took a sick day. She thought I was at the office. But I waited, quiet as snowfall, by the curb. Around 11, she stepped out wearing casual clothes, far too relaxed for someone claiming to have meetings all day. I followed from a distance, steady and invisible. She met him at a cafe nestled at the edge of town, intimate, tucked away. A man, older, composed, sat waiting. He smiled when she arrived. She leaned into him, no hesitation. He took her hand, and she let him. She laughed, the laugh that used to belong to me. I didn't burst in. I didn't cause a scene. I took photos, recorded the moment, screenshots, dates, everything. I wasn't collecting proof for the court. I was collecting truth for myself. Because when someone betrays you and expects forgiveness, they're gambling on your weakness. But I needed her to understand mine had a boundary, and she just found it. Back home, I began to quietly undo the life we'd built together. I moved my documents to private folders, shifted financials, split accounts. I canceled the vacation she was still excited for, called a lawyer, arranged meetings. And all the while, I smiled when she spoke, kissed her forehead goodnight, played the role of a man still in love. That was the hardest part, knowing the truth and acting like I didn't. A week later, she walked in looking frazzled, said she'd had a rough day, said she needed a hug. I wrapped my arms around her and held her close, knowing full well it would be the last time. And then, gently, I offered her something unexpected, a weekend away, just the two of us, a chance to reconnect. She lit up like she used to, thinking the worst had passed. She had no idea. I found a cabin by the lake, quiet, isolated. I packed her favorite wine, told her to take Friday off. She did, eager and giddy like a girl in love. And maybe she was just not with me anymore. That night, we sat on the wooden deck, dusk bleeding into the water. I poured her a glass and we toasted. To what? She asked with a smile. I looked her in the eyes and said, to endings. She laughed, thinking I was being poetic, until I set the folder on the table. Thick, neat final. Inside were the photographs, mirrored text pulled from her cloud backup, the lawyer's letter, the new lease, signed by me alone. Her smile cracked like glass. The color drained from her face. She reached for the papers like they might disappear if she moved fast enough. Then came the denials, the stammering, the tears. She reached for me, but I didn't raise my voice. I didn't curse. I simply looked at her and said, "You thought I'd forgive you." I paused and let the weight of that hang between us. But I forgave myself instead for ever trusting someone who could do this. She begged. She cried, crumbling in front of me. But I stood, grabbed my keys, and walked out. Left her there, alone in the house I rented, surrounded by the ruins of her own choices. I didn't look back. That was 2 years ago. She's tried everything since. Emails, phone calls, even handwritten letters. Said it was a mistake, that she was lost, that she missed me. But I never replied, because forgiveness doesn't always mean giving someone another chance. Sometimes it means walking away completely and refusing to carry the weight of someone else's betrayal any longer. And the silence I left with, that was the cruelest mercy I could offer. The most ruthless thing I ever did was simply let her live with what she destroyed.